goddamn CrossFit. If you ever heard of it, I feel bad for you. If you haven't, I'm sorry to do this to you. Hey you! Yeah, you watching right there. Why haven't you subscribed, huh? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. So please, subscribe, like the video, and enjoy. Today we're gonna look at the CrossFit Games of 2022. Now, if you know me, you know how much I hate this goddamn sport, and how dumb it is, and how there's nothing good that's coming out of this, but there's one good thing coming out of it, and that is content. So we got LG Intensity. I've seen him. He's made funny videos about the CrossFit Games for 3-4 years now. Probably the most hated man in their community. We're gonna watch it with him. So sit down. Let's watch.
Step right up here for the greatest show on earth, the Washed Up Loser Olympics 2022. The Russians couldn't carry their national flag because CrossFit...
I bet half of these people are also people who just couldn't get into like any massive sports, and then they just found this half-assed shit and we're like, yeah, let's go.
doesn't recognize the regime. Instead, they're representing a regimen that makes it hard to recognize that you even left. No matter where they come from, CrossFitters stand united because we're...
They look like none of them know why they're there.
Giving you the latest on this invasion, I'm Asian reporter and returning champion LG Intensity, aka the law firm of Traplin, and McGriddle.
I didn't get that one.
The 2022 Noble
Why are they wearing a helmet? That's please don't show me those goddamn bullshit pull-ups. Just piss me off.
Sprinting to the rig where they will complete 75 toes to bar.
If you're watching this without context, then
What
you're probably
in
wondering
God's name are they doing?
For another part of the event,
Leg
or if they're
lifts?
just speds. Yes.
To start this first 1 mile.
Oh, there we go.
In the back.
Jesus
Not sure who
Christ.
that was who fell off her bike, but that caused a little bit of a...
Why was she running with it?
That
Like,
blonde
just
really
get on.
crashed and
How'd you
burned. Who does
fall?
she think she is, Anne Heche? Fortunately, she'll just walk away with a scrape. Also, the men didn't have an impact in the rear that caused the rash. The world's dealing with enough of that as it is.
For this, it's slightly uphill.
Now, let me
very
just
loose.
ask, like, I know from cameras, like I watch F1, I know from cameras that usually Inky look like they don't move fast, but that really does look like they're not moving fast.
Gravel pit, you want to be in a higher gear, which means you're going to get more distance per pedal stroke and more control of the bike itself.
No,
should
you
pick a
wanna...
lower gear when you ride up.
Exactly.
I don't expect Chase Ingram to understand the drivetrain of a bike when his brain is a trike.
Here comes Danielle Brandon.
She got cool hair, though. That's one good thing about her.
Looking to take 8th place in the event.
So this is how they trick people into thinking this is like a real sport, like, because they look like athletes, but in reality they're just pumped up bodybuilders.
What a great start for Danielle Brandon. I'm looking at her as one of my top...
I don't get how we haven't yet made bicycle helmets that actually look nice, like are practical and look cool, because they look just so stupid.
to look at.
He should have been looking at how many laps she completed. Adams
No.
averaged about 3 minutes and 20 seconds per lap and lapped Brandon at around 25 and a half minutes. Brandon would have had to make up that lap in about 2 minutes. In addition to counting her laps short, someone at the finish line mistakenly let Brandon go.
Top tier strength
Oh
athlete.
my
Sometimes
God.
there's a cost to that as far as balance in your fitness.
The irony of
How do you manage not to know when to go in? Like, you're working there and then you're like, no, you could go and you're finished 1 lap early.
take.
Oh, Sung Choi taking a bit of a spill there, trying to get her bike sorted.
And the thing there, she was holding the middle frame of the bike. If you're going to put one hand on, it's really actually the bike seat that you want to have your hand on. If you're going to have your hand near the handlebar,
Like, as she fell over, like, holding her bike, but then that's fine. But when it comes to, like, putting the bike down, nah, we gotta be careful. Save time on that.
just grab the handlebars
Jesus
themselves.
Christ.
If you're going to fall during a bike race, at least be on the bike. Good job, you're less
Facts.
coordinated than a 79-year-old man. Also, that pointless technique definitely would have saved her a few seconds after doing an extra lap.
That fall by Biden. Thank you for giving us that, Biden. Jesus.
I'm especially disappointed with this math performance. If I wanted to see a helmet head go as fast as possible without knowing when to stop, I'd watch Forrest Gump. Let's see if the men adhered to CrossFit's pillar of accuracy by counting to
See,
5.
that just doesn't look like bikers. It looks like Arnold Schwartz. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, on a bike.
believe we're just on the heels of the Tour de France finishing about a couple weeks ago.
Don't do it. Don't compare this
Oh
amateur
my.
hour event to the Tour de
And in
France.
some sense, you know, I mean, you see the
shut
CrossFit Games
up.
mimicking, you know, different stages, different tests, big climbs, fast sprints, and it's really, you know.
Yeah, you look up what a fucking, what'd you call it? A goddamn Tour de France bike rider, athlete, whatever they're called, look like, and they don't look like this. They have, like, those are top athletes, if you ask me. Jesus Christ, they're insane.
Despite the number of events we may have over the course of the weekend, the extra event is the totality of the test itself.
Here's another similarity. You can see Trek bikes in the Tour and in the Games, which is like seeing the same brand of tennis balls at the US Open and the Weinstein trial.
No, that's not right. That's not
This is
right.
gonna be a
Nah.
mistake for Spencer Pancic. He's
In
running
That's
across the
not right.
finish
both
line.
of them?
Jukic is going to turn around. There is some
No.
confusion here.
Pancic and Jukic only did 4 laps as well. Pancic still placed 5th after the penalty, only 28
How?
seconds behind second place. Also, Jukic didn't know if he should return to the course, but got flagged in by the judge.
Why?
CrossFit will never be a sport when it has problems that local 5Ks and high school track meets don't have. Whenever
Facts.
anyone
How do you work there and not know what to do? Like, you tell them, no, you have one more round, finish it.
refers to
Jesus
CrossFitters
Christ.
as athletes, and I say they don't count, this is not what I mean.
How are you going to approach this? What are you going to do? I mean, obviously, we don't want to speculate, but yeah, definitely those athletes completely missed a lap.
If only CrossFit had a designation for anyone who did not finish a workout.
Like
Instead,
a
they added the slowest lap
T-
time to the
TQ,
recorded
like a
time for any
disqualified.
missing laps in the recalculation of the final score. You can fail to complete a workout and still place higher than someone who completed it. If there's another bike race at the games, just cut your laps short. You can go faster than
That's
you
actually
normally
true.
would and save your energy for the next event in return for a slap on the wrist, even though your amazing time on the screen is fake like WandaVision. We now turn from skipping laps to skipping ropes.
75 reps unbroken for you guys watching at home.
Like, who wants to have rope jumps as a thing? Like, it's stupid.
They cannot miss. They miss at 74. They have to start all the way over back at 0. And the weirdest part about single unders.
And Toomey just ripped.
No.
That feel when she comes from the land of kangaroos but sucks
Oh
at
my
hopping.
god.
Oh my goodness.
Does not.
Who wants a competition where you could miss at, like, you can be at 74 and then you miss? Like, that's so stupid.
Move on.
She placed 23rd. The penalty for missing a single under late in her set was greater than the penalty for missing a 1-mile bike lap in event 1.
That's
There's
so
no reason
true.
for a warm-up like 75 single unders to be so costly. I haven't seen a more destructive single under 75 since Greg Glassman resigned.
We are in the final round.
Can I talk about how dumb the thing on the side looks, like how it works? Like, it looks like the card you see when you like buy a new thing, like an electric thing, like some item, and then you have the instructions, and you're like, how do I use this?
Things are getting really complicated now.
We still got the strict ascent on the pegboard for the athletes, and then the double crisscross overs followed by the pistols.
What
But
are
this,
these things?
A handstand walk from a L position into a handstand crossing the parallettes themselves.
Double under crossovers are obscure even by circus standards. Someone from the games staff should have demonstrated this party trick for the audience. But
That
they
looks
really needed
so
a
dumb.
30-second shot of those parallel bars.
Now on to the jump rope. 25 double unders with a crossover. They do not need to be unbroken.
What did they do on those trampolines? Did they just jump?
The judge no-repped that for no reason. She's about one no-rep away from asking to speak to the manager of the volunteers.
All the women here are just trying to figure out how to string a couple
This
rounds
looks so
together.
dumb.
Danielle Brandon looked like she was in a good rhythm early on.
Most of them are still struggling. If I wanted to see people constantly get tripped up by crossovers, I'd watch the And One mixtape tour. Classic CrossFit Games, a movement that the competitors suck at doing and the judges suck at counting. As much as I like watching them self-flagellate, this should have been a more straightforward variation. Instead, they had to perform a huge gimmick just for 8 of the 10 finalists to hit the time cap. The crisscross group struggled from the jump, but there are still many stages for them to perform their ass-backwards routines.
Event 2 was supposed to take place yesterday. It's taking place today. And Chase, to quote the Terminator, run with me if you want to lift.
Unlike John Connor in Terminator 2, the new game's director couldn't prevent a disastrous Judgment Day. It would have been worse if he didn't reschedule this running and lifting event due to rain. A lot of people would have slipped under their weights and brought new meaning to the downfall of the resistance.
First window is underway. 2 minutes for a 200-meter run. 400-meter run, pardon me, and then Max jerks.
Doing as many
What?
reps as possible of a lift is
Wait. Is she wearing a weight belt? Why in God's name would she be wearing a weight belt?
It says max rep at the top of the screen, but that still hasn't been corrected on the official games page. Don't CrossFitters hear about AMRAPs during the Level 1 certification course? It makes you wonder what kind of smooth brains they have running that thing. Now you don't have to wonder. Let's hear more from them now.
And the problem with lactic acid buildup is it starts to slow down those fast twitch muscle fibers if the long twitch ones can't take
That's
them
just
out.
not
And
true.
So looking at what athletes should be doing is whatever
She's wearing a weight belt. Why? Why would you? Why? You're running.
they can do to flush that system as best as they can before the next one, because if that lactic acid builds up too much, it's going to take away from that fast twitch, or just say your power or ability to express that power for the push jerks.
When he referred to muscle fibers as long twitch, he might have meant slow twitch. I call them Chase Ingram twitch muscle fibers, and everybody knows what I mean. Also, it's a myth that muscle fatigue is caused by lactic acid buildup, which he'd know if his skull didn't have so much water buildup.
And so when you put that in, it's like, hey, sprint a mile. They're going to be running cumulative faster than basically their mile PR. You got to keep that into account. How do you feel after a dead mile sprint? Well, just like that, dead.
You must be brain dead to compare a 600-meter run to a sprint. He can't possibly be this awful at making comparisons.
Efficiency on the dip is Gabby Magawa's all
What
over
is
the
that
place.
dip,
So
man?
he's going to swing the
Look
feet.
at that.
use
There's you're just
backswing
using
as
your legs.
momentum to help lock it out. It's a little different kip. This is more, I mean, if you wanted to call it a glide kip like we would see on a bar.
I guess he can. All kips are bad.
This is the pinnacle of the movement because it basically forces the athletes into an upside down reverse strict press position, and the athletes are unable to rest their head on the ground at the bottom of each rep.
There are much better ways to set this up. I'd prefer if they brought their heads down to bells. One ring for yes, none for no. This system worked for Hector Salamanca, and he was also willing to destroy his body just to beat someone.
Jesus Christ.
That real big hyperextension.
There's no way to tell if the call on the right was correct. All I know is that Gerard didn't finish. He was stuck facing the wall until the end of time like the cask of Amontillado.
The challenge for the judges is the hair blocking
Oh my God.
that white line. Now, Sigurdardottir got a no rep for that. You can see she's definitely short.
In Heat 1, those didn't count. She thought she looked good, but the judge lowered her score like Kevin Samuels. These did count. With the bad camera angles and different
Can you tell the difference? Where? Show it to me, please.
judging criteria and hairstyles, this was a huge mess. If there's ever another event like this, competitors should. It might help them finesse some reps in close cases. In other words, if you encounter this at the games, your hair should be like your parents watching you play.
Just
a real
because you're just wasting energy, so just stop her, make her sit down, fix your hair, and then do it because she's wasting energy.
sport and be let down.
For all my gamers out there, we're engaged in some Mortal Kombat. Test your might.
Except in CrossFit's version, the steel breaks you.
It is a front squat, so they got to get
Oh
below
no, I
parallel.
feel someone coming.
The first reps, you don't have to catch.
Oh no.
Isolated.
Heinrich Appolina just got buried by that barbell.
Based on his current path, his power position is grounded.
What
To
the
top it off,
hell?
he failed to slide the bar over his stomach like Lizzo on a roller coaster.
And George are stepping
What
up to
the
the deadlift.
kind of
This is such a
spring
wide
shit?
shot that I almost missed that imbecile dumping the bar and running away. With all its money, CrossFit recorded that ding-dong ditch worse than a ring
Oh
cam.
my God.
First heat has begun.
What kind of Baywatch goofy ass thing is this?
And Alex Gazan,
Noble
Oh my God.
games, you mean immobile frame?
That's gotta be the most awkward thing ever. You're going to this and then you can't even lift it.
That feel when
Oh
your
my
opponents are
God.
bolting down the lanes while you look like you're bolted to the lane.
are the first three women to the barbell.
Ah.
Reset at the bottom, and Spiegel just got spit out the back.
Between her lack of power and resemblance to
Ah.
a marionette, she's in a puppet state.
No, the legs, no.
In more ways
No,
than
no,
one.
no, 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 no,
Another
no.
year, another games where Adams gets no-repped into oblivion and has to stare at the floor. When it comes to lift attempts, the kid's been missing so long that there should be an Amber Alert.
Women on the competition floor are going to get capped.
And snapped. Back 9, you mean cat spine? I don't mean feng shui when I say that her bar and column were not positioned for success. CrossFit's new game.
Every time I see that with the back, it scares the crap out of me. Jesus. That's the end of it, guys. Hope you liked the video. Remember to like, subscribe, follow me on all the socials. I'll link this video down below if you want to watch it yourself or sub to him. And peace.